friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively. I am here. I have some fun things to show you. I had a challenge from my team. So I had a couple of my team come to camp and they decided to give me a challenge. I love a good challenge. I'm a big fan of that. And so they decided to give me a challenge and show me a sweet collection that is in the new March online exclusive that they had purchased and they didn't really love it. So my job was to make them love it. So I did. I'll show you the 5 projects that I created and I'm going to make one of them for you now. Okay, let's get this off of me and down to the good stuff. So this is the sweet collection that they didn't love, that they were having a hard time with. Part of it is the colors. They're super bold colors. Either you love those or you don't. And the bold patterns on the designer series paper. The gems, the ribbon, the bundle, they were okay with. So I'm going to show you what I did. First thing I did was I looked at the designer series paper. As you can tell, I cut it up and really played with it. And it looks like it has a texture to it. So I immediately paired it with the Whispered Texture DSP. See that little bit of pattern in there? So I moved that little bit of pattern into my projects because I liked the way that looked. So the designer series paper, it's got these shiny, it comes with 3 colors of the shiny pattern paper. Definitely bold colors. It is Shaded Spruce, Blueberry Bushel, and Berry Burst. Definitely bold colors. Then the patterns are just big, bold patterns. And they were just struggling to work with that. Oh, and so, you know, like I put my, I have these envelope pockets that I slide my DSP in, so all my pattern pieces are in there. And then one of the patterns, on one of the cards, I used some strips of that super shiny paper, and I just slid it in here for the next time I wanted to use it. Okay, so let me show you the projects I created with it. So this one, I used the Calypso Coral to stamp on it. We colored the ribbon with a blend, so it was shaded kind of like this. And then I took one of the patterns in the stamp set and just patterned the background with basic beige. That kind of toned it down just a little bit. Then this one, I used the Shaded Spruce. We cut it out. This is a hybrid. So that was one of the things that they were struggling with too. This piece of, when you cut this out with the folder, it does, you know, you kind of get some random pieces and things like that. So anything that cut out, I like stuck back on. I used the ribbon that is Soft Seafoam and Shaded Spruce. Here's what the stamping looks like on that textured DSP. It just seemed to mimic this a little bit better for me. And so they made this card. Then we did this. This is the one where I told you I pattern. I used the gold or the shiny and then the cardstock. We actually stamped on the DSP. Added this pretty ribbon. The ribbon's really pretty. It's in a safe place, not in front of me, because I wasn't using it on the card I was going to show you. But the ribbon's really pretty. It's super shiny on one side. And then we cut out these little flowers. We stamped them in Berry Burst. Cut them out. Here's the 4th project. We stamped on the DSP. Ran it through the embossing folder. I really like this embossing folder. And then You Are Appreciated. And stamped the little flower and cut it out. And this is Blackberry Bliss. So I added that to it. So that was one. And then here's the gems. The gems are adorable. They do have those here. They're called Garden Epoxy Dots. And let me put a piece of white behind this so you can see it. So you can see they have little flowers in the centers. They're so cute. And then these are match the colors. But the flowers in the center are so stinking cute. Looks like you dropped the flower and then put a little bit of the crystal effects on top. Or fine tip glue. All right, move that out of the way. I liked the words. You make the world a better place. Thank you. I'm wishing you a lovely day and you are appreciated. I seem to use these words a lot, so that was good for me. So this is the card I'm going to show you how I did it today. My friend Carla sent me this fun fold that doesn't look anything like this because I tried to duplicate it and I was terrible at it. I didn't have the measurements, I was just trying. So this was my modified version of the super cute one that she sent me. All right, now let me show you how I did that. So first, I took a piece of blueberry bushel and I cut it, so you can see this is 10 by 5.5. You can't see it's 10 by 5.5. Okay, so I decided I wanted to score it so to get this scored the way I want, I did 1.5 and then 3 and then flipped it and did 1.5 and 3. Again, my modification of the super cute card she sent me. Hers was super cute. I don't have it right here, or I would show it to you. All right, 1.5. Make sure I get the scoring, not the cutting. 1.5, 3, and flip it. 1.5, 3. Okay. Now, I am going to, wow, whoever did this one didn't get 1.5. She obviously measured poorly, because that ain't gonna work. She did 1.25. Which is not what I need, but my DSP will cover it up. So it's 1.5, 3, it got cold again today. I got up this morning and I'm like, dang it, we got a little hint of warm. Hi, Mary. We got a baby hint of warm and then it quit. It just like faked us out like we're my daffodils. Their little heads are sneaking up and now they got snow on them. Okay, so this is burnished down. Sometimes if it doesn't go as flat as what I want, I turn it over and do it again. And that way I have a better chance of getting it to lay down. Okay, so there's that. Now, I took a piece of basic beige and it is 11 by 3 3/4. And it's going to fit right in here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp all over it with the blueberry bushel. This is one of those colors I just haven't used a ton of it. So Stampin' Up's going to make me use it because it's going to give me pretty paper that makes it so I need to. Now, I really like my foam mat, so I'm going to slide it under here because I'm just going to get a better stamped image. So now I'm going to put my pretty this stamp's so pretty. Again, I was kind of mimicking the DSP and all the things. Look, I gotta little bit of contraband in there. But I'll make sure that that is where I put my words. That helps. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp off a couple of times because I don't want those lines and I don't want that contraband. And I'm just going to kind of keep going. This is one of those shades that you can get a lot out of it. You get a lot of mileage out of a blue. So now I have lots of shades, kind of like the DSP. And then I'm going to put this guy in here. Doesn't it stamp pretty? I love it. Now we are, come on, stay down. And some assembly required. Somebody must be in my dog's way because they're going to tell us about it. I just had, I got a text from an Amazon driver that said, how do I get to you? And I said, well, and I kind of gave him directions to where I am. And he didn't reply. And then I get a text that says, it's been delivered. He didn't say he was at my dad's trying to deliver something to the retirement home. I forgot I ordered something for Dad. So no wonder he was confused. I sounded like an idiot telling him how to get to my front door, and he wasn't even near me. He was trying to deliver it to my dad. I mean, I guess he could have been specific. See that mistake I made? Just got covered up. So, isn't it pretty? Now I'm going to flip these over and show you these pretty colors to see if I can decide. Oh, I like these that have a little bit of both. So I'm going to put these right down here. Oh, these are like 1 1/4 because I did 1 1/2 and 3. So these are like 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. The dogs are right above my head, so I apologize for their barkiness. So then I wanted a belly band to go around here. So this is actually 11 by, I could write this down, measure it in advance. Wouldn't that be easy? 1. So it's 1 by 11, and I'm just going to use that whole thing to go around. I'm just going to start here and go all the way around. Okay, and I don't need all of this, so I'm going to cut some of it off, knowing that I am going to put some words over the top of this. Okay, so now I've got my belly band that's just gonna, it's gonna hold that all down. Right there was the schmutz that I didn't like. So now I'm gonna take my shaded spruce, and I've pre-cut these out of the basic beige. These are 2 of the tags that are in that bundle. And I'm going to say, you are appreciated. I mean, there couldn't be a better compliment, could there, than being appreciated. Sometimes our work is hard. Right, friends? I mean, the hardest thing you had to do today was what so far? I mean, today's pretty, I don't know. My daughter and I talked this morning. We both kind of had weeks where we had a little bit of extra time. So far, we've only been invaded a little bit into our time. This is the other tag. And it says, you make the world a better place. Both of these are compliments. My daughter, today was one of the days she didn't have anything to do, and she got a phone call from her sister-in-law that she needed help with her nephew. So Kayla's going to have a nephew today. I'm going to slide this back on. So the next thing I did was I textured this. Oh, good, Carla. I'm glad you like it. Psh, Carla's one of the ones that didn't like this. Now, I'm not sure I actually sold her on it, but I had fun creating the cards with the challenge. I mean, you guys know you have easy sell friends and hard sell friends. Okay, so this is the embossing folder. I really like this embossing folder. It makes beautiful leaves. So I've got my Big Boss. Someone asked me the other day, do I really need a Big Boss? You use your Mini Boss all the time. And I said, well, I use my Mini Boss all the time when I'm doing my videos because the Big Boss takes up the whole camera, but I couldn't do these dies in a Mini. We have a few of the dies that used to, but not these. This is so pretty. Look how deep that is. And then I just put, sometimes when I have this much texture, I do better to use a little bit of green glue. If you know me, you know I'm not a green glue fan, but it's just going to get in those little grooves better than seal. So I'm going to put this right down here. It's just, I like it. And then here's those fun dots. So I'm going to have to put one of those flowers over here. See how cute that is, friends? I mean, it looks like I put, because it's clear, it looks like I put down the flower. I have to do another one. Well, while I'm at it, why don't I just... Can you over embellish? No, 100% you cannot. So there you go, friends. Now, I'll show you the rest of the cards again. And then you'll have to tell me if you have a favorite. This is, it's called Garden, or Paradise Garden is the bundle. The whole super sweet is Garden Poetry Suite. And you can order it as of March 1st, which, friends, is next week. You know what? I take that back. It's a March online exclusive. I don't know if it's March 1st because sometimes Stampin' Up! Does a different day, but it's the beginning of March. Normally it's that Tuesday, and I think the 2nd is Monday, so it'd be Wednesday, or Tuesday is the 3rd. So I did this one. There's this one where we stamped on the DSP and then ran that pretty paper and the DSP through the embossing folder. Here's this one where again we striped this and then ran it through the embossing folder with the pretty ribbon. Here's where we die cut the, I mean, these are super bold colors. So if you're a pastel chickadee, you may not love this. And then this one we used, just did kind of a monochromatic, only we colored this with a blend. Okay, do you have a favorite? Mary, you always have an opinion. You can't let me down, friend. What's yours? Okay, here we go. Thanks so much for joining me. Gosh, I hope you have a great day. Happy Monday. Oh, you like the green one the best. Well, see? So part of the hybrid is it pops out these little pieces. They're raised. And so that's how I could tuck these leaves underneath of it. I did it in basic white and I didn't love it. I liked this textured paper just a little bit better. All right, friends. Gosh, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great day. Tanya and I will be back on, let me put this back on me, even though I hate that. I can't even find me in the camera. Let's see. I keep clicking. Well, I'm not in here anymore. That's so weird that I can't even, yep. Nope, I'm not here anymore. Okay, so Tanya and I will be back Wednesday, and then Tanya will be live on Friday. I have something I'm working on today to get ready for Wednesday, so I can't wait to show you. All right, friends, have